Good morning. It's Thursday, October 30th. Here's what we're working on. Niagara police have arrested a 27-year-old man after a body was found in Port Colborne home.
Hurricane Melissa continues to devastate the Caribbean, destroying homes, flooding neighborhoods, and leaving dozens dead.
Game 5 is underway with a fly ball to deep left. Gone! The first pitch of the ball game, and Davis Schneider has hit it out.
And the Blue Jays stun the Dodgers to take the World Series lead. Good morning. Happy Thursday. What a win that was. And it put us in such a good position for tomorrow.
Very much so.
Very exciting. And I mean, now there's a lot riding on the weather for tomorrow because not only is it Halloween, but the Blue Jays could win it.
Yeah. It's like, what? It's always nice to stun the Dodgers, isn't it? It's a nice thing it gives you a good feeling, don't it?
Yes.
And you know, the forecast is better for the day tomorrow.
Okay.
What? It's not going to be complete washout and rain for Halloween tomorrow and everything that's going on. We're going to have a mix of sun and cloud with chance of a shower for the day. So that is an improvement from yesterday's forecast. As we get closer to it, we get pinpointed a little bit better. Today, though, look out for rain. Hasn't started in the Horseshoe just as of yet, at least for the Hamilton area, but we will start with some showers. Then it's going to cycle into some steady rain, and we could get 10 to 20 millimeters for the day today and another 10 to 15 overnight tonight. So we could get some heavy downpours as the day progresses into tonight. Tomorrow, as I said, it tapers off to some scattered showers, and we'll have a mix of sun and clouds for the day. So, but don't look for much of a change in our temperature. We're sitting at 8 degrees right now. We're going to climb to 8, and that's about it. That's about it for the day today, and it will get fairly windy as well. Details on the forecast coming up. Looking at traffic, 403 Waterdown Road. Check with that one. Nothing going on. All doing fine here in the Hamilton area, no problems. Some MTO traffic cameras. We'll start in Stony Creek at Millen Road, doing fine there, no volume at all. Top of the Skyway Bridge. We'll fast forward to Burloak Drive, Toronto bound towards us. No problems with volume, no problems with collisions at the moment. Weather and traffic as usual coming up in a few minutes. Right now, the news.
Thanks, Brian. A police manhunt was underway for much of the day in Port Colborne yesterday after a dead body was discovered in a home. The day began with police breaking down the door of a house in an area of the city east of the Welland Canal. That's where they found a man dead inside. Police then surrounded a house a couple of blocks away with emergency response officers and an armored vehicle. They say they were looking for 27-year-old Brady Neff, wanted for possession of a firearm. In the early afternoon, police then shifted to the downtown area. They went through a downtown museum complex. They say they found and arrested the suspect in mid-afternoon. Neff is due to have a bail hearing today in St. Catharines.
Halton police say 3 men are at large following a brazen daytime shooting behind a Burlington Plaza. Police say it happened at Lakeside Shopping Village between 2:30 and 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon. They say 3 masked men approached a person walking to a vehicle with 3 people inside it. Police alleged one of the masked suspects pulled out a sawed-off shotgun and fired 1 shot at the vehicle's window. Police say 1 person suffered minor injuries and believe the incident was targeted. Police add there's no threat to public safety, but they are asking anyone with information or surveillance video to contact investigators.
Fire crews in Thorold were on scene of a house fire last night. It happened just before 11 p.m. on Alexandra Drive near Highway 406 and Merritt Road. A freelancer tells us crews arrived to find flames and heavy smoke coming from the home. Firefighters were able to knock the flames down quickly. We're told that 1 person was brought to hospital with unknown injuries, though we're still waiting for confirmation from police and fire. The cause of the fire and estimated cost of damages are still being determined.
As rescue crews begin to pick up the pieces in Hurricane Melissa's path of destruction through the Caribbean, the Jamaica Foundation in Hamilton is looking to help. It was the strongest hurricane to ever hit the island nation, toppling buildings and power lines, flooding neighborhoods, and causing widespread communication blackouts. The Jamaica Foundation Hamilton is looking to help those areas hardest hit. The organization has launched a fundraiser on its website, saying the money will go towards the Jamaican government's emergency response department.
We just have to hope for the best and pray that they will really rise out of this okay, with no injuries, no deaths. That, it's difficult right now to sit and wait, not hearing anything and knowing how fragile things can be right now.
The Jamaica government is also warning those wishing to donate to be wary of scammers looking to take advantage of a tragedy.
From Jamaica, Melissa made its way across eastern Cuba yesterday and onto the Bahamas. Cuban officials reported blown-off roofs, downed power lines, and crop damage. Catastrophic flooding in Haiti is being blamed for the deaths of dozens of people. In total, it's believed more than 30 people have died across Haiti, Jamaica, and Cuba, but that number could rise in the coming days. Prime Minister Mark Carney is in South Korea for the Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation Summit. It's the latest stop in his tour of Asia for a pair of economic summits and to drum up investments for Canada and strengthen trade ties to the region. He'll meet with Chinese President Xi Jinping this week in a high-stakes sit-down amid years of strained relations between China and Canada over tariffs and disagreements between the Trudeau government and Beijing. Yesterday, Carney had his first face-to-face encounter with U.S. President Donald Trump since Trump called off trade talks. They pointed and smiled at one another as they sat down to dinner together in South Korea before Trump addressed the table.
We had a tremendous meeting today with South Korea. I think the meeting a lot was determined, very much determined, and we made our deal. We pretty much finalized a trade deal. And we discussed some other things having to do with national security, etc. And I think we came to a conclusion on a lot of very important items.
The APEC summit gets started tomorrow.
The U.S. Senate has passed legislation that would nullify Donald Trump's tariffs on Canada. The resolution is largely symbolic and ultimately won't take effect, but it has proven effective for Democrats seeking to expose cracks between the president's trade policy and Republican senators who have traditionally supported free trade agreements. The 50-46 tally was the latest in a series of votes this week to terminate the national emergencies that Trump has used to impose the tariffs.
Hundreds of General Motors workers picketed outside the CAMI plant in Ingersoll yesterday, calling on the company to find a new vehicle to produce to save hundreds of jobs. It comes after last week's announcement that the CAMI plant would no longer be involved in the BrightDrop electric delivery van production, its key product. Mike Van Bokel is the plant chair of Unifor Local 88, and he says workers want answers on the future of their jobs.
Disappointing, very frustrated, angry. We've got a great workforce. We've been here almost 40 years. We've had a lot of good meetings with them. We had a really good meeting with the federal government last Thursday in Ottawa. So they understand. They've been trying to put some pressure on GM as well to come up with hopefully a high volume product, get more investment back in the plant and get everybody back to work hopefully in the next 18 months.
General Motors has not said if the U.S. tariffs are part of its decision to shutter the CAMI plant. It says it's currently looking into other opportunities for the plant. The head of Stellantis says the decision to move Jeep Compass production from Ontario to Illinois was not taken lightly. The Brampton plant, which has been down since early 2024 to prepare for the new production line, had about 3,000 employees before it closed. Stellantis President Jeff Hines says the company is exploring options to get laid-off workers back on the job. He made the remarks yesterday in an appearance before the House of Commons Industry and Technology Committee. The federal government said last week it's limiting the number of tariff-free vehicles Stellantis and General Motors can import after both companies cut back their Canadian operations. The Ontario government has signed an agreement with Waibaki First Nation near the Ring of Fire. The agreement is designed to speed up construction of a road to the mineral-rich area in northern Ontario. The province will put nearly $40 million towards building a community centre with an arena and upgrading an airport terminal that recently burned down. The money will also buy equipment and materials to begin early work on a road to the proposed mining site.
My vision is prosperity for Webequie First Nations and communities right around there. An opportunity, and I was mentioning to the council and the chief that their children and their grandchildren are going to grow up differently than what they did. They're going to have opportunities available to them that they didn't have, and we're changing lives up there. And we're creating more opportunities for jobs and community centers and hockey arenas and access to medical and food and equipment that can go up through, I like calling it the road of prosperity too, because that's what it brings to the communities.
NDP MPP Saul Mamakwa, along with other First Nations leaders from the area, say the government has not engaged or consulted them properly. They say more work needs to be done before mining in the area can move forward.
Sportsline, believe it or not, the Toronto Blue Jays are returning home one win away from claiming their first World Series in 32 years.
Game 5 is underway with a fly ball to deep left. Gone! The first pitch of the ball game. And Davis Schneider has hit it out.
Schneider took the first pitch from Dodgers starter Blake Snell and launched it into the left field seats to give Toronto a 1-0 lead, and the Jays made history just moments later.
And the Blue Jay fans making a ton of noise, and now Guerrero rips one to deep left, and it's gone. And 2 batters in, they are up 2-0. My, oh my, what a start for the Blue Jays here tonight.
Schneider and Vladdy Guerrero Jr. hitting back-to-back jacks to open the game. It's the first time that's ever happened in World Series history, and Dodgers fans are stunned. Jays rookie Trey Savage had an historic night as well. The 22-year-old right-hander allowed a solo homer to Kike Hernandez in the 3rd inning, but that was the only mistake he made. In just his 8th career big league start, Savage set a World Series rookie record with 12 strikeouts as Toronto smothered Los Angeles 6-1 and now hold a 3-2 series lead. Savage retired the first 7 Dodgers in order, and LA's top 4 batters, Shohei Ohtani, Will Smith, Mookie Betts, and Freddie Freeman, went a combined 1 for 15 with 8 Ks. Game 6 set for tomorrow night at Rogers Center. If a deciding Game 7 is necessary, it'll be played Saturday in Toronto.
Yeah, it's been a crazy year, but being surrounded by vets is a great thing for the future of my career. They've treated me the best I could have ever asked for, so going forward with other rookies that come up, I'm going to remember how I was treated when I got here. So, and the poise part, I don't know, you got to thank my parents.
What a story. Coming off back-to-back wins, the Maple Leafs had a bittersweet outing in Columbus last night. Cole Sillinger had 2 goals and an assist to lead the Blue Jackets to their 3rd win in a row, a dominating 6-3 victory over Toronto. Sammy Blais and Nicholas Robertson each had a goal and an assist for the Leafs, while John Tavares scored his 500th career goal. Keyshawn HSN scored 30 seconds in overtime to lead the Barrie Colts to a 5-4 win over the Brantford Bulldogs. Down 4-1 early in the 3rd period, the Dogs stormed back with 3 goals in just over 3 minutes to send the game to OT. Brantford, the #1 team in the CHL, now 11-0-2-1 on the season.
Durant to Smith to Shingu to Phil Fane and fills it up.
After winning their season opening game, the Raptors are on a 4-game losing skid. Kevin Durant scored 31 points. Jabari Smith Jr. added a season-high 25 as Houston thumped Toronto 139-121. Alperen Sengun had 18 points, 9 assists, and 8 rebounds for the Rockets. Scotty Barnes scored 31 points, and Brandon Ingram matched his season high with 29 for Toronto. 11 Tiger Cats have been named to the divisional All-CFL teams. They include quarterback Bo Levi Mitchell, running back Greg Bell, receivers Kenny Lawler and Keandre Smith, defensive end Julian Hauser, cornerback Jamal Peters, and safety Stavros Katsantonis. The league's All-CFL team will be unveiled on November 5th.
6:14, it is Thursday morning, the second last day of the month already, heading into our time change weekend. Forecast, talk about that in a sec. Traffic, first of all, 403 Waterdown Road. Looks good, that's our exclusive camera. And the good news is, a little further along, the construction at King has now cleared, so should be pretty good sailing as we continue through the 403. To some MTO traffic cameras. St. Catharines at the QEW at Martindale, as usual, pretty light volume this time of the morning. Millen Road, Stony Creek, nothing's changed. It gets a little slow early here at Fairview, coming toward Brant Street towards us. We'll flip ahead to Oakville, east of Royal Windsor, Mississauga at Etobicoke Creek. Nothing to see in traffic this morning, and that is good. All right, temperature this morning, we haven't changed at this hour. We're still sitting at 8 degrees, which is fairly mild for an overnight low this time of year. So enjoy that. Sky is mostly cloudy. Winds are fairly light. So what we're looking at for the day today is the rain settling in. Rain is approaching from the south, and we're going to start to see some showers. Then it's going to cycle into some rain, 10 to 20 millimeters possible today. Temperature, well, we still could drop because we're a little ways from sunrise. So, but 8 degrees is the high for the day today. Bit of a northeasterly breeze as well. No problems with air quality once again. And the low risk category, there's the low just to the south of us. It's going to move its way up and across the Great Lakes, and that's what's going to give us the instability. It gives us the clouds, it gives us the showers, then the rain, and that rain, as I said, could be heavy at times on and off today and tonight. So today, 10 to 20 millimeters, temperatures anywhere from 8 to 9 degrees, a little cooler for Guelph and Kitchener. But not a lot of sunshine today. Tonight, temperatures 5 and 6 to 4, and we're looking at another 10 to 15 millimeters overnight. So another wet night tonight. And then tomorrow, still a chance of a shower tomorrow. Otherwise, we'll have a mix of sun and clouds, and it will be a touch milder. So anywhere from 9 to 10 to 11 for the day tomorrow. So out the door, 30th of October already. Temperature at the moment sitting at 8. It is mostly cloudy. And the long range, of course, coming up. Simone, right.
Thanks, Brian. Coming up after the break, a Loblaws report says grocery prices are up this month. After the break, we'll tell you how much and why. Stay with us. Let's take a look at some business news on the overseas market so far. The Canadian dollar is down 2 points to 71.69 cents U.S. Gold is down $20 an ounce, while oil is also down 44 cents a barrel. In midday trading in Europe, mixed so far, with Frankfurt up this hour, while both London and Paris are down.
Asian markets are mixed as well today, with the Nikkei in Tokyo up, while both Hong Kong and Shanghai are down. On the North American markets at close yesterday, the TSX lost 274 points, the Dow Jones dropped 74, the Nasdaq gained 130.
Loblaws says grocery prices in Canada rose by 4% this month, with the General Consumer Price Index increasing 2.4%. The grocery chain's October food inflation report says the removal of Canada's counter tariffs on U.S. imports has helped moderate food inflation, but other items are putting pressure on prices. Meat, in particular, is one of the biggest contributors. Prices have climbed sharply due to higher feed and energy costs. The report warns there's little sign of expenses easing on feed cost and transportation, so Canadians can expect meat prices to remain high through the fall. Produce prices could also rise, with the cold weather reducing Canadian supply and increasing imports from the U.S.
Bank of Canada has lowered its key interest rate by a quarter point to 2.25%, the second consecutive cut. The central bank is signaling it may be satisfied with where the policy rate stands amid ongoing U.S. trade uncertainty.
Canadians have lived through a painful bout of inflation. Cost of living still very much in the minds of most Canadians. It's really important that the Bank of Canada is a source of confidence. It's a source of confidence in the value of money.
The Bank of Canada also released a new outlook for the economy. It now expects weak growth through the second half of this year and a modest rise in the years after.
Canada Post is laying off an unspecified number of workers as part of a corporate restructuring plan that started earlier this year. The layoffs come as Canada Post workers continue to take part in rotating strikes amid a labor dispute with the Crown Corporation. Last month, Ottawa introduced sweeping changes to Canada Post's mandate that allow for adjustments in delivery standards and more. Taking a break right now, Brian will be back with your traffic and your 7-day forecast. Stay with us.
Good morning, 6:24 already, Thursday morning, and really nothing happening in traffic. QEW at Glendale, St. Catharines, starting there, and then coming around the Horseshoe, as you can see, is pretty light volume. Skyway Bridge just decided to go, so did that one, and although 403 at Dundas, that looks pretty good at the moment. For some reason, they just decide they don't want to play. So let's play with our temperatures at the moment. Temperature at the Ham, we are a mild start to our morning. You know, an overnight low seasonal now around 2, so we're sitting at 8 for Hamilton, Mississauga, 9 Grimsby, 10 into Toronto. So let's talk about those seasonal temperatures. Yep, 2 for the overnight low and 10 for the daytime high. We won't quite get there today. We're going to be a little shy of seasonal for the day today. Those are our records sometimes as well. And yeah, we are looking at rain for the day today. So rain is going to settle in. It'll start with some scattered showers early this morning. And we should be 6 for the first spell, so the temperature could sink a little bit before we get to sunrise. 8 for after school, and yeah, we're going to get more rain today. So we could get 10 to 20 millimeters today, and another 10 to 15 millimeters overnight tonight. But hopefully we'll get that out of our system so we can get into a little bit better conditions for Halloween. So 8 today, 5 overnight tonight, 10 tomorrow for Halloween, and then as we get into our time change weekend, yeah, we go to Eastern Standard Time from Daylight Saving Time, Saturday into Sunday. 9 chance of a shower on Saturday. Some sun on Sunday. That'll be nice. 10 degrees. And then we get back to some showers Monday, and then sun and then clouds on Tuesday and Wednesday. That's your forecast. Simone, Rick.
Thanks, Brian. Let's hope that rain holds off on Friday for sure. Now, a recent poll shows that 8 in 10 Canadians will be spending money in some way on Halloween this year.
The Ipsos Reid survey done on behalf of the Retail Council of Canada suggests 74% of Canadians plan to buy candy, nearly half will buy a pumpkin, about 30% will buy decorations, and 1/4 plan to buy a costume. Another poll from Leger found that 31% of respondents say they'll be celebrating Halloween this year with a special event, aka a party.
AKA a party?
I would think so.
Possibly. Everyone's going to be wearing costumes while also watching the Jays game, probably.
Yeah, absolutely.
What's your favorite chocolate that you head for?
Ooh, so many to choose from. I will go with the classic Reese's Peanut Butter Cup.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah, chocolate peanut butter, you can't lose.
I will go with that one too, but also Coffee Crisp. That's usually my go-to. I'm a big chocolate girly. Candy, I can do without. Yeah.
Give me the chocolate.
We'll have to see what candy comes in on Monday when everyone comes back with everything. All right, stay with us. Plenty more Morning Live to come after the break. Good morning.